Age of the Empires. What a great game. Age of Kings, Conquerors, Rise of Rome, the original. We're not going to talk about that today. What we are going to talk about, though, is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now, I know I'm late, perhaps a tad, maybe a week or two. Anyway, I've been delayed on reviewing Fungus Humongous because, well, at first I didn't want to watch it, then I finally did, and then it took a long time, and yeah, now I'm here. And what do I have to say? Very nice. Let's start with a non-spoiler review. Like I said, very, very good episode. I wasn't really expecting that. I was expecting it to be, more. I was expecting it to be, yeah, filler, and it is kind of filler-ish. I was expecting it to be, I don't know, not as good, sort of a retread of ground we'd already gone over, because it is a very much. They've done 2 other episodes like this, maybe more if you want to correct me, but I think just 2 other episodes where it's been kind of like based on horror movie-ish. You know, the Squirrelinoids, it was with the aliens, squirrels. It was very similar, a lot of aliens parodies. This one's kind of a little horror movie-ish. At times they've done, you know, there's something loose in the sewer and we have to stop it, and it's attacking all of us, and we're one turtle has to save everyone, and yeah, that's. Keep that in mind when you go into this episode. That is like that, and so I was really worried about it. I thought, we're just going to do the same thing over again. But it wasn't. It was a very fun episode. It was a very funny episode. I liked the jokes. I liked seeing all of the characters that were in it. It was a lot of fun to watch. It was just really, really enjoyable, and the horror movie-ish part is fun. It's a really fun episode, and I'm very surprised. So if you saw the trailer for this and you thought, I don't want to see it, it's gonna be stupid, it's a lot of fun, and there is a lesson, but it's nice, and it's pretty cool to see, and I don't think we've done this quite before, and it was really awesome, and I had a lot of fun seeing the episode. Okay, spoiler review. Yay. So basically what happens here is like I said, there's something in the lair again. There are these mushrooms. So you see Casey and April are climbing down into the tunnels, and it's funny, even Casey says, you know, it's funny how what he says about, oh, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that's really ridiculous. They climb down into the sewers. April gets sprayed by this mushroom, and she goes, and what happens when you get sprayed with this mushroom is you start to live out your worst fears, and so that happens. April, it's her dad, her mutant dad. Casey, it's rats. He's still afraid of rats, apparently, despite seeming to adjust to Splinter somewhat in a previous episode, but that's okay. Let's see. Raph's still afraid of cockroaches. Mikey's really still afraid of the Squirrelinoids. You actually see another guy run past saying giant mutant squirrels, and I thought actually the Squirrelinoids were going to come back, but it's not. It's the fungus, the mutant fungus, which got a hold of mutagen, and yeah, it goes nuts. Donnie's was really cool. He's afraid of, you know, April not liking him and liking Casey. That was pretty interesting. Leo is afraid actually of letting down his team, of not being a good leader, and that's sort of the main lesson for him in this episode. This episode gets to look at a lot of people, but it also kind of focuses on Leo, especially the second half, because he starts out like actually having a legit fear of, am I going to let my team down? Am I really cut out for leadership? And, you know, it's okay to bring it up. Yeah, he's been leader for a while, but still, you got to continue worrying, and Splinter says that's a worry that a leader always gets to have, is are you going to let your team down? And that's his worst fear, and that's what he lives out, and apparently his worst fear involves the Nutcracker Suite. Make of that what you will. But anyway, that was actually pretty funny. So was the Mario Brothers parody in there with Mikey. That was hilarious, actually. One thing I liked about this was, yeah, not only do we get to see more Casey Jones and everyone together, but it was kind of cool. I know some people don't like love triangles. I know some people get annoyed by them. They don't bother me, really, at all. I get it. Some people can get tired of like using that again and again, and I think I even heard somebody, I believe, yeah, this was Rob Walker, from That Guy with the Glasses, saying, you know, you can tell an interesting love story with just 2 people, and yeah, he's right, you can. But yeah, we saw some of the whole love triangle-ish thing with Casey, Donnie, and April kind of coming to a head here, and when April goes running off into the sewers, Casey comes back. Donnie's really mad at him for losing April. Oh yeah, by the way, that Super Sentai is still really funny. The Super Sentai that they're watching, the fake anime, I still love that. I also love that Leo is still a fan of the what is it, Galaxy Wars or something. I forget, the Star Trek parody, and that's really funny. And there's the whole slap thing, and it's still there in the Super Sentai. And they talk, and Mikey and Donnie talk about. I hear in the Japanese, Mikey talks. I hear in the Japanese version he actually gets squashed. That's just an internet rumor. And I was like, oh my gosh, he's. But anyway, yeah, it's interesting to see the rivalry between Casey and Donnie sort of start to come to a head. They start shoving each other in the sewer, and that doesn't last for too long, but it's there, and I actually kind of like that. It was interesting to see that part. One thing I really was interested in is actually when Donnie shoves past Casey, Mikey actually walks past. Mikey walks past him and laughs, and Raph just looks at Casey and shrugs and says, "Deal with it." That's very interesting, especially since Raph and Casey are not only very similar, they're now friends, and as we know from previous series, especially the last Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series, they get to become very good friends, in fact. And I'm imagining that's what they're going to aim for in this series as well. But it's interesting, this sort of turtle community. The turtles are still teens and they're still brothers, so they'll kind of, I don't know, maybe this isn't exactly closing ranks around each other, but this is kind of just supporting each other. And it's funny to see how Mikey and Raph sort of not really stick up for Donnie, but they're just sort of on his side at that point. I don't know. I just thought that was really interesting when Mikey laughed and Raph was like, "Deal with it." Yeah, and yeah, Leo acted all mature. And when Casey shoves past Donnie, just kind of knocks into Donnie, neither of the other three turtles have anything to say. Again, Leo's the leader, he's got to be mature, but neither do Raph or Mikey. So yeah, this was a really cool episode. Oh, by the way, I love the Squirrelinoids have like comic stuff interspersed with them, and yeah, I love it how Mikey's trying to be a good brother with Raph and trying to, give your bro a hug. But like I said, it was a really fun episode. Lesson was fine. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't the best, but it wasn't too bad. It was fine. Yeah, episode was a lot of fun to watch. I really enjoyed this, and we'll see what the next episode is about. According to what I'm looking at here, something about Metalhead. I really wonder what, but we'll see. I'll check it out. Till next time.